Look at this. You see this? This right here is why I can't have nice things. I just cleared this off, and now I'm piling junk up on here again. And this is how this happens. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm thinking today about moving these toolboxes, and still a bit of work to go before I can actually do that. But I'm getting close, and so I wanted to go over the sort of layout plan. So here it is. Right, so this is the floor plan. We have the door to the house over here, water heater in the corner, which is going to stay there. This shelving on the wall, this is kind of right where I'm standing. I'd like that to stay there as well. The garage doors here. Over here is the electrical panel, circuit breakers are. Some more shelving on the wall. And then this is a freezer in the corner over here that I'd like to stay where it is. So the layout right now is basically like this. So I have this toolbox here, kind of like that-ish. And then this one here, which is the one I'm sort of looking at right now. Let's say this is me right here, kind of not to scale. Most everything else should be roughly to scale. That's not. There's like a rack wire shelving in the corner here. There is another one kind of there. There's another one very inconveniently located here in front of the panel, and another one there. And then we have these things like this that are going down the middle, kind of behind me, like this. Kind of like that. And the sizes of these should all be roughly to scale. So what I would like to do is eliminate these completely and then move all of this stuff. And there's some limitations I have to deal with. So one of those limitations is this electrical panel is where it is. It's not going to move. And so anything that goes up against the wall has to be able to fit underneath it. So that would be basically these two can fit underneath it. These four are all too tall to fit underneath it. Another limitation is this shelving here. I'd like to keep it there, and it comes, so these can't fit under it. It comes down too low. These won't fit. So what I'm going for is something like this. So get rid of these. Probably move this over here, which lets me put these here. And then I can put one here. It can't go underneath the shelf there. And one over here, like this. And then I'd like to move, I have a workbench in the house that I'd like to move and put in kind of there. It stays here. So that's kind of what I'm going for. This is a little bit naive though, because there's also like a whole bunch of junk right here. There's a bunch of junk here. There's a ladder over here that I keep wrestling with. And so I still have a lot of work to do to make this actually work. But I think right now I may be able to get rid of two of these, which would let me move these here and really get me started. And so, yeah, I'm going to try to do that now. Okay, now here's the real world situation. It's not so tidy as the diagram. But what I was talking about over there is I want to eliminate this guy and also this guy, this guy, and then eventually this one, but I think first I'm going to work on these two and leave this one for now. And the first thing I think I want to do is move. So I have this charcoal here. There's 4 bags there. There's another 6 bags down there. It was on sale. Seemed like a good idea at the time. I'll use it eventually. But anyway, I want to move that charcoal up onto here, but obviously I need to clean this up a bit. It's very stupidly stacked at the moment, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to compact this, clean this off, get rid of some stuff on here so that I can make enough space on here to move those, 10 bags of charcoal onto here, and that'll be the first step. Okay, current objective, 10 bags of charcoal from over there, somehow get onto there, somehow. Two. 6. Okay, that's 10. That went quicker than I thought. Okay, so now that was that. I can start focusing on moving this stuff. So those chemicals, that box of whatever it is, wood, I think, whatever that is in there. There's 2 little air conditioners down there. Anyway, all the stuff that's on this rack here, except for that. Move that over there. So that's the next step. There we go. It was empty. Except for the Christmas tree. Now the next thing for this one here is this miter saw. Don't really have any place to put to use it. Probably I'm gonna have to put it for now over there. There's another miter saw. And there's a router table. I don't know if you can see it, it's buried there. So I think put it down there, move all that stuff again. So that's the next step. Okay, now I think I'll take this grill outside and I can put this stuff over on the shelves over there to be dealt with at a later time. Most of this stuff in here is probably trash, and that stuff's still good. So here we go. There we go. Empty and empty, except for the Christmas tree. I'm gonna call it there for the night. Go have some food and do a little more in the morning. Good morning. It's morning now. It's not the next morning, but it is a morning. So I'm gonna get right into tearing these things down. The Christmas tree. This is the OG right here. This broom has to be 40 years old. I just broke this piece off yesterday. Still good. Okay, I might be jumping the gun a bit here, but I think I'm gonna try to move some of this stuff. Okay, so you can see kind of what I mean when I said I might have jumped the gun on this. Still a little crowded in here, but I've got these toolboxes kind of where I want them. I still need to get rid of this somehow. Probably have to start grilling a bunch of burgers. And in order to get these kind of exactly where they need to be, I need to deal with this a little bit, this pile of stuff, and then also that plywood back there that was cut up for using to cover the windows when hurricanes come through. I don't need that anymore. I got fancy new hurricane windows now, so I have a little project I'm going to use some of that for, and then after that, that's going into the trash probably. And then, of course, I need to clear this off again. But that's how it goes. Anyways, stay tuned for the next episode. See you next time.